Go outside, girl. Go outside. So, I've been talking about doing these for a pretty long time. But I think I just never actually convinced myself to get up and do it. So, as an experiment on the channel, because I said new things are coming, I'm gonna try doing a daily vlog for 7 days straight. So, as I'm sure you guys can tell, this is a new set. I filmed part of putting it together in 2 separate days, so this is that. So, I'm sick, but a lot of stuff came in the mail today, and I want to start setting up the new set. Oh, look at that nice empty wall. I'm just going to cover it in this stuff. I don't know if my face is in focus or not, but now I have to cable manage. But I think one of the most interesting challenges I'm going to face trying to do a daily vlog for a week is, well, this is where I work and live. So I don't really leave the house much, and that means not a lot of interesting things to film. Or so you might think. We'll talk about that more in a minute, but first I'm gonna eat my breakfast. So now that my breakfast is done, we can talk about this a little bit. I make videos, not just YouTube videos, I edit videos, like for a living. That basically means if I'm not out shooting, I'm spending my entire day in here editing. And I probably only actually shoot 1 to 3 days a week. This is a great mug, isn't it? But today, I don't have a ton to edit since I've caught up a little bit, so let's take this time to figure out how I got here. This was my channel back in August of 2016. All I did was vlogs, and sometimes I talked about technology. But this was the turning point where I decided I was going to start reviewing headphones, because I made a couple of reviews and they actually got a couple hundred views. Before then, I was only getting like 40 views, 50 views on each video. And it was in this moment that I said I was going to start doing tech and headphone reviews. But my first passion for YouTube was vlogs. I just enjoyed making them. And I actually removed all my old vlogs because they didn't match the type of content that I was moving into with these reviews. And one of my first reviews got really, really, really lucky. This video right here, published on November 24th, 2016, got 33,834 views. Out of that, it got about 20,000 overnight on the first night. I was just sitting at my job like normal, and one of my friends sent me a message and said, hey, have you seen these new closed-back Sennheisers, the 598CS? Now, myself being a pretty big fan of the 598, I had to check them out immediately. So I looked up as many reviews as I could on YouTube and found out there wasn't a single one. So the only logical thing to do then was, since I wanted to start reviewing headphones, buy a pair, ship it in the same day with Amazon Prime Now, so I spent like $200 on this pair of headphones, listen to it all night until like midnight, something like that, and then try and review it. Now, all things considered, it wasn't a very good review. I definitely rushed it, but I published it at 2 minutes and 2 seconds long, and that night at midnight, it rolled over onto Black Friday. And can you guess what was on sale? The 598CS at 50% off. You can even see it right there at the top of the comments. It says, who else is here because of Amazon's Black Friday sale? That Black Friday sale significantly boosted my channel up. And in one night, I went from having about 60 subscribers to having close to 200. Now, that said, I was gaining about 5 subscribers a week, so I would have hit that point eventually regardless, but this was definitely a huge kickoff point for me. And if you look back here, this is the lifetime views for my channel. And right there, you can see when I got that 20,000 views in one day, and it kickstarted everything. And this is everything since then. And it really kickstarted me, not just as far as views goes, but as far as like my creativity and drive to push and make more videos. So I started doing that. I started putting a lot of effort into making high quality videos. Now, at the time, I'd just come out of a career in audio engineering, so I did have a background and an understanding of audio, but my palette of hi-fi and my hi-fi listening experience definitely changed a lot since then. But somewhere around 100 videos in, things started to get a little bit repetitive. I noticed the channel wasn't growing nearly as fast anymore. I noticed that it was starting to turn more into a grind, and I felt like I was repeating a lot of the same things over and over again. At this point, it started to feel less like a hobby and more like a chore. But I kept doing it, and I've still continued to do it to this day. Now we're at around 200 videos, not including all the old ones I got rid of, which is probably about 20 to 30 vlogs. Unfortunately, I deleted those videos, otherwise I would go back and put them up because I thought they were actually pretty good. So I went to an old antique car dealer, not because I was looking for one for myself, but because I was looking at one for a friend who didn't know what to look for in a car. So I got there to look this vehicle over and started talking to the salesman there. And it ends up that he knew another guy who was looking for help with editing. So my friend didn't end up getting the car anyway. He decided that he didn't want it, but I gave my business card with my little YouTube channel on it to this salesman. And within about an hour, I heard from this guy in Nashville.
So I looked up your YouTube channel and I was like blown away, A, by the aesthetic, B, by your knowledge of audio is pretty obscure.
Apparently he checked out my YouTube channel and he liked what he saw, so he wanted to try and do a test project. So I met up with the guy for lunch and he gave me a hard drive with a lot of footage on it and wanted me to make a lyric video. And while the song was the most repetitive thing I probably have ever heard, I made it through and finished this lyric video. It wasn't long after that that I started doing projects for this guy on a regular basis. Now, I was still working my day job alongside that, so things were pretty crazy, and then I was doing YouTube on top of all that. Until one day, it got to a point where I was calling out so much for work to go do these shoots and edit these videos that a decision had to be made. I couldn't continue at my job with as many days as I was calling out. But I also needed those days to advance this new career, because my office job wasn't really going anywhere, and this is something that actually seemed really interesting to me. So it got to the point with my office job that they basically had me choose between which career I was going to take. And I took a risk. It like ended up screwing up my job really bad. When we went
because
to that
of the
gig,
Ryan Hurd
yeah,
shoot,
because of the Ryan Hurd thing, it's like I'm missing work and they're not happy about it, and it's like, all right.
Sorry I got you fired.
It happens. And now since late 2016, I haven't been employed by a company. I've been self-employed. One of our main things that we started doing was tour videos. For example, there was this artist Maren Morris that we still work with pretty frequently, making these anthology videos, which were kind of like these tour recaps. They were honestly really fun and helped me build my editing skill up quite a bit. Combining that with all these different music videos we started working on, and I felt like my skills were progressing pretty fast. The downside of this, though, is I spent so much time doing that YouTube started to get less and less interesting. Now, not the idea of YouTube as a whole, because I still kind of see YouTube as my end goal, but I'm talking about reviewing. Because I was doing so many interesting projects outside of YouTube that when I would sit down and do a review, it felt so bland and boring. I wanted to be doing something exciting. I wanted to be telling a story. And that's kind of still where I'm at. But both fronts have continued to progress since then. I mean, YouTube right now is at 11,117 subscribers, and with my filmmaking career, we're working on an entire movie right now, and still working on music videos on the side. So logically, that seems like the right time to start picking up a daily vlog, right? When I'm really busy? Of course, that would only make sense in my head, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because I was sitting here thinking about it, and nothing is going to change unless you change it. But there's definitely more to that story, especially the part of how I got interested in YouTube to begin with. Maybe I'll tell you about that one tomorrow. I was really busy with that movie and everything. I am. So, I'm gonna try and keep these vlogs pretty short and end this one right here. But, stick around for the next one. It's going to be tomorrow. I'm going to try and make it through a solid week. Or at least I'm gonna try really, really hard. So if you like this video, please leave a like down below and a comment letting me know what you want to see in the future. And don't forget to stick around and subscribe for more videos like this one. Until the next one, guys. Peace.